What's going on, guys? Joey Franzo here at Flex Training Systems, back from our nationals, feeling way better. For those of you who are curious, um, sore shit from squats yesterday. Did some high bar sets of 15. That's fucking right. Nice and light to wake the legs up. Here we are. Here I am yelling at them to raise my rack height. This is gonna be meet recap, full meet recap. Just going to recap my meet, explain a couple things to you guys. As my meet was kind of unorthodox, you could say. Obviously, leading into the meet, I had to coach for 5 days. And my just physical and mental state just started to deteriorate as the meet went on. The goal coming into this meet was to qualify for the Arnold, obviously not bomb out. And the reason why I say that is because I felt like absolute trash warming up for this meet. Coming into the meet, I was like, I can't believe I'm about to compete right now. But you know what? I was like, you know what? Everybody's done. Let's try it. Let's see what we could do. Let's see what we can pull off. Let's challenge ourselves. Let me challenge myself. And this week this is probably one of the most challenging weeks of my life. Gotta get some water going before we break this down. That being said, we did accomplish what we were supposed to accomplish. I had a couple things during my prep that annoyed my bench training that I didn't really talk about. So we're gonna break that down here. So if you guys ever compete and your rack heights are off, you have an entire minute, so you can tell them, hey guys, change the rack height, and they'll do it. I was like literally not worried about this at all. I wasn't stressing out. Just let them raise the rack height. All right, cool. Everything's good. Boom, boom, boom. Platform ready. My left hand, for whatever reason, on squats kept getting caught, or was just a little too close to the left, or my left side of the rack. I tried to get a good bloat going, more than I ever had gotten throughout training. Here I am, opening squat. That was absurdly light, 584, I believe. So that made me feel a little bit better, but it was very difficult for me to kind of choose my numbers for this day because I was just so fucked. I was just so beat from the entire week before. My perception of how difficult the weight was definitely skewed, but I had Tina there to show me videos so I could get an idea of how fast it was, and that's me like moderately frustrated, telling them, guys, you got the fucking rack height low again. It's all good though. Just a simple fix. I believe this is 6'11". That first squat, I felt like I was very over to the left. I'm not sure why. This one felt a little bit more centered. Started to get a good little belt gut going. Definitely feeling thicker here than I have all prep. There we go, 6'11", not too bad. I ended up jumping 7.5. We just gotta get it something around 6:30 on the board, and then the goal coming into this meet was like 6:30ish, 4:40ish, and then whatever I need to pull for the Arnold. It was a very kind of like, I wasn't really super hyped for anything. It was just like, all right, we had a very successful week. Let's finish strong. Let's accomplish the goal. This is not the meet for me to kind of go in. This is just to. It's a stepping stone towards a bigger performance. For those of you that don't know, I am down like 25 pounds from the Arnold. I was not a true 120, because then I'd have to be like 270. And I think I'm always going to wonder what would have happened had I gone full 120. What kind of numbers would I have put up? But at the same time, it's just not me. I didn't feel comfortable being that big. I hit the 800 kg. I felt really good about it, and I was ready to move down to 105. Let's mess around there, and then let's uh, eventually get down to 93. And I'm enjoying the ride. I'm enjoying the journey. I'm just setting small little fun achievable goals for myself throughout the way. Um, so third attempt there. I could have gone 6:33. Probably 6:39 if I like wanted to fight. There's a little dab at the end. I was actually relieved. Like I said, coming into the meet, there's a little bit of uncertainty. I didn't feel too good. But I did all right, and we did accomplish the goal. And in meets where I have felt good and put up, similar performances, I know that when I don't have a lot to worry about and I can just focus on me in the competition, I'm gonna put up a very nice total. Um, Last year I hit like 1690 whatever, and then I did a meet 5 weeks later, and I put 50 pounds in my total, hit like 1741, um, just from not having to deal with the stress of the week. Uh, so that opener from this angle looks great. I would have gone 7.5. I didn't feel good at all, like I said, especially with bench. It's very hard for me to gauge because I have very small hands and wrists, so everything feels horrible. Um, Everything just feels like heavier than it should be, and like I shouldn't even be messing with that weight. Sorry about the choppiness here, um, but yeah, my opener was actually higher. It was 418. My last warm up felt like absolute trash, so I ended up dropping it 2.5. Um, but yeah, here we go, 424. This is like I hit this weight literally like 4 days before in the gym. I think it was maybe a little better in the gym just because I wasn't as beat up from the week. Um, but again, we had very strict judging. I mean, look at all the look at this guy's badges. Look at all these badges right here. This motherfucker's got like I don't even know what all that's for, but he's got hella badges. Uh, that was a real smooth. Maybe a little bit harder than an opener. I ended up jumping another 5. Could have gone 440, no doubt. But let's just, that bench was creaky. I was worried about my butt coming up for no reason because it didn't. And I didn't wanna risk anything. As you guys can see, that bloat's starting to kick in. On this attempt, I felt like it actually felt fine. Didn't feel as hard as the last two. And I guess why I ended up drinking some tomato juice even more like after squat, and I feel like it started to kick in, and I could really just get a good pop off my chest. Utilizing this wider grip, and sinking the bar deep into my chest, this is going to kind of take away the weakness of a wide bench, which is off the chest. Yeah, that was a very easy third. Definitely 440, 446, but it's all good. It's all good. There I am, just looking at someone in the crowd who's yelling sandbagger. It's all good. We got it. Well, on track now. So let me kind of explain some things before we get into this. I did the math in the back, and I needed to pull 600 to qualify for the Arnold, right? Which is like, I could have opened with it. Looking back, I maybe should have, just to kind of if I wanted to be aggressive, I could have, but I ended up going 573, jumping to 6, and then, so first goal, don't bomb out. Okay, 573, got it. Second goal, get to the Arnold, 600, boom. And then third goal, you guys will see when we get to it. But I say looking back, I could have opened heavier. The reason why I didn't is because I was being very cautious with my deadlift. There are a lot of variables coming into this meet. My deadlift is not the cleanest lift. I have a very long body and short arms, so I ramp sometimes when I get up towards my legs, and my legs just expand as the meet goes on. Like, my legs just fucking get super fat. For those of you that are curious, I wear fucking 2XL SBDs when I train, and in the meet I was wearing an XL, and I actually, my last couple sessions, yeah, very fast 573 there. So we're in the meet now. Mission 1, don't bomb, boom, we got it. Mission 2, qualify for the Arnold, let's go for it. But yeah, back to the knee sleeves. I started wearing XL knee sleeves, and I had this pain in my left knee that I hadn't had in forever, and I know it's because my knee sleeves were too tight. But it's all good. It's all good because the meat's done, and I only need to wear those on meat day. um, but yeah, this pull right here gives me 755, which gives me a 450 point something something Wilks. Um, you know, very conservative, just not taking any risks. Jesus Christ, the bloat is unreal right now. It's crazy, man. I'm telling you, gotta get them sodium bloats. Uh, but yeah, shout out to A7. He gave me these slippers. They're amazing. I love them. Really, really high quality slipper. Probably the best in the game, in my opinion. If you're into deadlifting in a flat shoe, um, which I think you should if you pull conventional. Here we go, 600. Little rambers at the top. But we end up getting the 3 whites. Cool. Boom. Arnold goal is achieved. So at this point, I'm just like, I didn't even think about it. I was like, we're just going to go 639. That's going to give me 1703, which I've never done as a 105. This is a fake 105. And again, guys, my Wilks it's not an accurate Wilks because I had to literally gain weight to make weight to get into the 120 so that I could lift Sunday so that I could help my team throughout the week. So, it's not a true. If I wanted to put up the best numbers that I possibly could, I would find a meet in the middle of nowhere and just do that, which I might do in June or July coming up. But let's see what happens. So 639, pretty big jump here. Great off the floor, and then I get stuck on here. Okay, so this is where I screwed up. So let's back up a little bit. So I blast the weight up to here. That's how it is. I can get 700 up to here, and then right there. So this is where I screwed up. Historically, I'm much faster with a narrow stance and moving my grip in a tiny bit. But when I'm this bloated and this happens where my hand is actually touching my leg, I'm just making it harder for myself. So looking back, this hand should have been, out. This hand should have been out. This would have moved much quicker here, and I'm confident that I would have got it. But I didn't do that. It was one of those. I really wanted to get this. This would have just kind of proven that regardless of circumstance, you can get it done if you put your mind to it. And I did lift the weight. I just made it harder for myself by doing that. I am a very the way that I would coach me is very different than how I would coach anyone else, just because of my anatomical differences. I don't have a very clean deadlift, a lot of other lifters out there. If you guys watch my last coach's corner with Russell, I kind of break down his femur height or his hip height. That he has some of the best. Deadlifting, just from the start position, that's what you want, especially on a conventional deadlifter. I'm not like that, so I need to adjust things in order to kind of make things work. When the weight gets super heavy, this bar is gonna dig into me, and it's gonna make things harder for myself. I was able to muscle it. I didn't hitch. I was very patient, which I'm proud of myself for doing that. But so we'll just let it go. And you guys can kind of tell me in the comments what you guys think. So 1 white from the side, which means that one of the judges thought that, my knees weren't soft and I didn't ramp it. Great. You need to get at least 2. I was very, very surprised that the middle judge, who actually knows me, he's a friend of mine, so it's kind of, I don't know if he was just fucking with me or what. But he said that I locked out and that when I leaned back, my knees unlocked. I know what he's talking about, but I don't think I did that here. I'm not even. I'm treating this as an objective point of view. That's literally one of the major keys is to be objective with everything that you fucking do. When in terms to kind of evaluating yourself. I mean, I'll do it one more time so you guys can look. So we're going. My knees do come forward there, but they lock. I mean that to me, like to say that my knees unlocked. I don't know. I don't know what he was looking at. Maybe he saw something I didn't see from this angle. Um, but if you guys look, watch my reaction. So yeah, I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? Like that's that's something that coming into the meet, and this has been like a psychological struggle for me over the last years. But I'm very good with it now. Like I understand what's going on, but it's very disheartening when there's basically one attempt every meet that's a coin flip. It's gonna be my third deadlift at the Arnold. I got my third deadlift 2-1. It was 2 whites to 1. Um, I'm actually very proud of that pull. It was a PR, and this would have beat that PR. So positives to take away from this. Well, before we get into that, let's just see what I did. So I tried to appeal to the jury because it was 2-1, and I walk over here to the jury. Gino knows what's going on. So Johnny Graham, right? This is Johnny Graham right here. Shouts to Johnny Graham. He runs a lot of meets in Texas, I believe, in Killeen, because that's where he's from. He literally told me I thought it was good, right? So nice. So we have a very high ranking official saying that your lift was clean. That makes me feel a little bit better. But he's saying he literally is like you got to convince them. It has to be all of us. It can't just be me. And I totally understand that. I wasn't mad. I wasn't raging. I know I need to lose weight. That's like the bottom line is I need to lose weight. I'm too heavy. That's really what it comes down to, because for my leverages and for me to have that much fire off the ground, if I can lose 10, 15 pounds and maintain that speed, I'm gonna pull something nasty. But I'm just too big right now, and it does help with squat and bench, but it can get you on deadlift. A lot of you guys are thinking, why don't you pull sumo? I'm already I already have hip issues, just the way that I'm built, and I did at one point have a decent sumo, but it's just not. I've come so far. I just want to make it right conventional before I'm not gonna give up. I'm just gonna keep at it and just try to get better. So lift was pulled down was turned down 2-1. I didn't get it, but I'm not happy that I didn't get it. Let's try to find something better to look at. It's not that I'm not happy that I didn't get it. I'm just hungry, I guess, now to come back and make it right. Come back and complete this lift and beat that. Here's the thing. At the Arnold, I'm going to destroy this squat and I'm going to destroy this bench because I'm not going to have 5 days of cardio. Literally, the shock coming to nationals, sitting, I literally sit in front of a desk all the day and I train and I come home and sit. That's all I do. So for me to go from that to traveling all the way to Florida and dealing with being on my feet all those days and I made a million trips from my room to the venue. It's cardio that I'm not used to. It's an energy. It's a variable and it's energy expenditure that I'm not used to. I did the best that I could, drinking as much Gatorade literally as I could and protein shakes to kind of add more calories in. I was taking in ridiculous amounts of calories, and my weight was still staying 229. The reason why I look so big here is because I kind of shut it down the night before and just said I'm gonna blow it up as much as I can. I think I did good. I did a good job to come into this meet and accomplish the goal, which was qualify for the Arnold. And the number one goal of the entire meet was to make sure the team won and that the people that could make a difference and make it to the next level did their job, and we achieved that. So at the end of the day, it's I've already won. I'm already happy. I don't care that much about what I do. It's a fun thing for me to compete. I'm not winning. You know what I mean? I'm not going to win worlds. But with the knowledge that I have and the experiences that I've been through, I can help those that are in a position to do so, to make a big impact and that's what I continue to hope to do. And we fucking did that, obviously. Um, every meet is a new experience, and at the end of every experience, we're gonna ask ourselves, like when we die, right? All we have is our experiences. Like that's it. So the fact that I get to go home and be like, you know what, I was a part of something special to people that have never been through that, it means a lot to me. Um, so I'm already like I was already so thankful, and like I didn't even care. Uh, I didn't even care that I mean I do care, but I wasn't pissed about that last poll, and like I said, I'd already come to terms with my poll is not clean, and I need to lose weight to make it right. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm excited to get back to it. Um, I'm very happy with where squat and bench are right now. With given all the weight that I've lost, I'm gonna continue to drop weight slowly, and just make sure I can hold on to as much muscle as I possibly can. Um, this number right here, I'm gonna try to get it at the Arnold, maybe five, maybe a little bit more. We'll see how things go. I'm glad to know that I am strong enough to get it, even with my hands getting caught on my legs and whatnot. Um, but yeah, guys. I mean, that being said, mission accomplished. We got it done. This was kind of like a trial for me. I don't know if I mentioned in the beginning of the video. Maybe I did in another take, but I'm gonna do this again 2 more times with at least with some other lifters, kind of breaking things down. Yeah, hopefully you guys can pick something up from these videos and take something away from it. Uh, especially like my mentality, because we have a lot of young lifters that kind of want to go for things. This right here was a calculated risk. I had already achieved the goal, and this was like if I go 8 for 8, then I will earn this attempt, like the ability to take this attempt. If I miss any of these, this doesn't happen. Then I have to be safe. Um, I don't like taking risks and losing things that are important. That's what I think has allowed me to uh, be as impactful as I have been as a coach. Just because when it comes down to it, we can't fuck up. Um, and even though I had maybe 7.5, 10 kilos in the tank on the other list total, like I'm happy with it. Let's build. Let's move forward. We got the Arnold coming up. I got 19 weeks to improve upon this and make this look cleaner. To make those judges happy. That being said, thank you guys so much for all of your support, all of your thank yous, your just supporting the team, the guys that stayed around to help, the shouts on social media, the appreciation. That's what I love, is when people show appreciation. I love that because I don't have to do some of the things that I do, but I do it because I fucking love you guys. I really do, and I want you guys to leave here happy, and I just try to do the best that I can to make sure that I'm giving back to those that choose to support me. So again, guys, it means so much to me. We just broke 2,000 on the channel, which is like such a little baby goal, but I remember at the LA Fit Expo when I told Meg I just started my channel and I got 500 subs. So that's nice to see some progress there, especially when this has kind of been like a very tertiary thing. It's not like my main thing, but I do it because I think it can help the community, and it can help just enrich your experience and kind of provide context behind what you guys see on social media. That being said, I'm kind of rambling now. Drop a like if you were able to gain something from this video. If you made it this far, let me get a hashtag. Let me get a hashtag real one. Hashtag real one in the comments below. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you in the next one.